Are we going to break some rules again? Let's find out. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here from Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of Good Times with Retro Rich and Fun for Five. That's right. It's another Evercade Friday, and I seem to be dressed exactly the way it was on the last Evercade Friday. I wonder why. Anyway, so we're sort of back from vacation, although I know that I'm going to be way too busy in order to actually record, so this is going to be pre-recorded too. We are about to do some Rich's picks, possibly, but maybe not, but something. We're talking about Renovation Collection 1 for the Evercade. So before we do that, I just want to make sure we also dip into a little bit of Evercast preview. Evercast preview today, this coming Saturday, that is Saturday the 23rd of June, is going to be hopefully a pretty cool episode. That is another question mark episode. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do. I don't know if any news has dropped because this is being recorded on the 11th of June, and that's way too long before something may have like dropped or announced or whatever. Maybe talking about carts shipping because it's getting close to that end of the month territory. It could be that it dispatches early while I'm on vacation. We actually have the new carts, which is talking about Gallico 2 and Jallico 1 arcade. That could be really awesome. We could be talking about those things. We could be talking about all sorts of crazy things. Or we could be just talking about Renovation Collection 1, which brings us back to our Evercade Friday and Rich's picks. Now, this particular cartridge, I want to slip back maybe into just Fun for Five territory instead of doing the Rich's picks. And the reason why is because Renovation Collection itself is so massive. As far as, it's not quantity of games. There's 12. There's lots of collections that have 12 or more, right? But this is just so massive on a content scale that I think it deserves a little more of my attention. So before I start issuing off Rich's picks willy-nilly without really digging into the meat, what's going to happen, and it is happening as I'm on vacation, is this little guy is coming with me on vacation. So what I want to do right now is actually a little bit of a thought experiment. So let's see if I can predict which ones I'm going to pick to be my richest picks on this Fun for Five. So if you want to come on with this journey, let's go into the collection and see if I can predict where I'm going to go with these things. Let's have some fun and let's do this. All right, come on. All right, here we are in Renovation Collection 1, right? And this would be normally where I'd start going into the titles and selecting them and saying, okay, well, this is going to get a pick or whatever. But because, again, some of these experiences are so meaty, I did try to play a little bit of them. And I have been playing over the last couple months here and there in this collection. It's one of those that's kind of like Pico, where I needed a little more time, but I had the advantage of having Pico for almost a year before I started doing these Fun for Fives. And I was able to just play and play and play. So not so on the Renovation Collection, as it is fairly new. So let's see. I will be playing a lot on vacation though, so I should be able to talk to it by the time I come back. Arcus Odyssey, action RPG. Richest pick prediction. I'm probably giving this one a full pick. It seems up my alley. I like top-down action RPGs. We actually just talked last week about that on Bitmap Brothers, where Chaos Engine was a pretty cool game. This is obviously going to be a lot different than that. I've played this a little bit already, and it is pretty cool. I think though it's going to land in full pick territory for me. It's an action RPG. Again, it's kind of got my name on it. Beast Wrestler is just simply a wrestling game. It's an action game. I don't know about this one. I don't think it's going to get a no pick. I think I'm going to slide a half pick on there because there's going to be some kind of redeeming quality. Now I've tried to get into this thing. I've tried to even love the thing early on, but I just don't know. I think I'm going to wind up settling on half pick, but I'm going to give some time. You never know. It could surprise you. I could wind up finding out all sorts of crazy stuff. And then it winds up being super, super fun for me. But I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna land in the positive pick zone and Beast Wrestler. Now Dinoland, I think I already know. This one I might be able to speak to because I did play a lot of this. I really like this game. I really, really like this game. I mean, the prediction is I'm going to give it a full pick, but I might as well just do it now. Because this one's probably the game I played the most on the collection so far, outside of Valis and maybe another game or two on the collection. So this is really, really cool. And I know that there's, ways to bust the score and make it, unfair for regular play or whatever. I think that's part of the charm and the fun of this game because you know what? I'm pretty terrible at most video game-based pinballs outside of video pinball for the Atari 2600 with a 7800 controller in my hand, which means if the game's gonna throw me a bone, I'm gonna take it all day because why not? It's fun. It's fun to play. So I think I'm gonna give that one a full pick, and there you go about that. El Viento is the first of many platform action adventure kind of games on here. I did play a little bit of this one, and much like, I can just lump in El Viento. Let's go down here. Valis and Valis 3. These will probably all wind up in just barely missing full pick territory for me. And the reason why is because I like action platforming games. And the one thing that gets me annoyed at action platforming games is motion. So if you haven't nailed 100%, like jumping and the speed and the flow, for me, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the controls of these games. But just for me, it just something feels different about it. So for all these three games, I think I'm going to wind up settling in the just missing full pick territory. So going to wind up getting half picks. But again, you never know because there could be something that comes out of nowhere. And later on in these games, and they go, oh man, I really love this game because, I can get over the fact that, maybe I'll miss a jump here or there. And it's a little frustrating for me because of the way I play games, but, the story is really cool. This thing took a turn that I didn't expect. You get this really awesome weapon midway through the game, totally changes the game. I don't know, because I haven't gotten there yet. So, but there you go. There it is. Exile is straight up an RPG, but isn't an RPG that I'm going to get into. I played a little bit of this game, and I know I need to dig in more before I need to make any call. So my prediction is a complete question mark. To be honest, because RPGs are solidly richest picks, or if for whatever reason there's something that's missing, I don't even know if it just misses. It might just get disqualified from getting a pick because it's like I'm like that with RPGs. It's weird, but so who knows? Hopefully it'll be cool, but I don't know. We'll see. So that's Exile. Final Zone. This is a shoot 'em up where you're in this giant mech and you're doing all sorts of other crazy things. Now that I have the power of Crow and he can help me out in some stuff, that might change my calculus on something. Most of these games in the shoot 'em up category, unless, the pacing is such where I can start to old man mode my way through the game. These wind up missing, then get into the half pick territory, but I don't know. I really do like big robots, so you never know. So we'll find out. This is Guyeris, the game that when I started playing, I really wanted to be R-Type, but it's kind of not R-Type, but it is sort of. This game is really cool, and I really like it. But do I like it enough to give it a full pick? ... Find out next time on an exciting episode of Good Times with Retro Rich, right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm convinced that it's going to be the solid pick. But we'll move on to Granada, which is another shoot 'em up. But this is one of those weird shoot 'em ups that changes the way you think of the game. I like when games do that. I think this will probably get a solid tick for me, just because it is so different. But I want to give it more time because again, if from the very first couple of stages that I had time playing, if it's really cool and it continues to be cool, it gets the pick. If all of a sudden I hit a wall and I'm just like throwing controllers through a window because I really just can't get any further, maybe it slips back down. But who knows? I don't know because I haven't put enough time in there. Now, Soldies is another one of those games, again, that's like, this game is awesome, but I have played a different version that I think plays slightly differently on the Sega CD because I had this on the Sega CD, and therefore I want that version more than the version that's on the cartridge. So does it give it a full pick anyway, just for nostalgia's sake, or do I give this a half pick? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to put in a little more time in this one. I didn't actually play too much. I played a little bit just to kind of like get my feet wet in this, and I was like, okay, yeah. I think I remember how to do this. I'll play a little more, and we'll revisit that one. But I don't know. This could be a solid pick here because I did really like the Sega CD version, even though it was atrociously hard. It was, in my opinion, it really kind of like kicked me in the tuchus, shall we say. And then we get to Tracia, which is yet another RPG that I did get to play around with. Now, this one is a little more up my alley, let's say, as far as RPGs go, than Exile is. But who knows? Does the story take weird turns? Does it get a little boring? Does something else happen? I don't know because I didn't put enough in to get that out of the RPG. And I do want to kind of do these justice and make sure that we're giving the picks the way they deserve to be. But it is an RPG, and the playstyle is kind of in my line of play. So therefore, I am leaning that this is probably going to get a full pick. But like I said, only time will tell. And that vacation sure should tell what's going on there. And that, of course, brings us back to Valis and Valis 3, which we already talked when we talked about El Viento. And that brings us to go into the wrap-up and see what we could see. So let's go back and check this out. All right, so that was Renovation Collection 1. It's kind of like more of a preview of a Richest Picks Fun for 5 than anything else. And the reason is because I do believe that this cartridge does deserve more time, and therefore I'm going to give it more time. But I still wanted to make sure that we talked a little bit about Renovation Collection, because this, of the collections that are of the recent ilk, 21 plus, this one should be on your radar if you're a fan of games that you might not have ever heard of, or for games that you wanted to collect that are a little bit outside of your grasp, because most of these are insanely expensive. It's it's really cool. It's really cool that these collections are coming out and we're getting these, and it's just awesome that we have a company like Blaze that is actually doing these things and putting these things out, and that we can experience like all of the games that we might not have had the opportunity to, which is cool. But this particular cartridge, I keep beating the Pico 1 drum over and over, and I won't stop because it's such a good one. And even get the cartridges like Indie Heroes and Mega Cat. I mean, it's just like they're discovery carts for a lot of people, including myself. So it's really cool. It's really neat that they're here, and then we get to dive in and play these great games. So, what do you think about this little thought experiment here? Do you think I'm going to be right? Do you think there's going to be some that are going to move on? Who knows? Let me know down below what you guys think, though. And while I'm out, I will definitely try to get back to you as soon as I can with all that. And then we'll have some fun. We'll revisit this once I come back from vacation, and we'll see how that goes. So until next time, we will catch you next time for some good times. Don't forget, tomorrow, the Evercast, I should be back, but we have no idea what we're going to talk about because this is a week plus ahead of time. So I don't even know what we're going to do this coming Saturday. according to my recording. So I don't know what we're doing on the 16th while I'm away, and the 23rd, even bigger of a mystery. But you guys should know because you'll see the thumbnail sometime tonight. All right, guys. We'll catch you again next time. For some good times, I'm Rich, and we'll see you later. All right. Take it easy, guys.
RTFC.baconicecream.com